Well, looks like it's time to dive into another great beverage. It's Dudes with Brews on a Porch. Gonna check in with my friend Drew for this week's episode. Who's it gonna talk to? What are they gonna talk about? And what will they drink? Well, what are you waiting for? Get your ass off the lawn and come on up to the porch. It's Dudes with Brews.
Craft brews and casual conversations, Dudes with Brews on a Porch. My guest this week is Milwaukee's most hated radio personality, host of the Wings Thinks podcast. It's Bart Winkler.
Oh, Drew, good to talk to you, buddy.
Great to have you back via Skype. I was actually in the Milwaukee area earlier today on some business with my son.
Thanks for the call.
Well, I figured you were working, and I
actually got home at 10:15 today.
That's about when we left the doctor's office. So, well, maybe next time. But so we're gonna do things a little differently. I'm gonna drink a beer here because my episode previously didn't have one because I talked to stand-up comedian Drew Lynch. I don't know if you know who he is.
No, I saw you post about that and how pumped you were, and I was like, "That's cute."
It's exciting, man. I set it up all by myself. So I'm drinking some Lamplighter Brewing Company. It's called So Much for Subtlety. It's a double IPA. It's from Massachusetts, Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's apparently a rotating double IPA series. Each batch of this beer highlights a different hop addition, presenting ever-changing hop flavors. So this is a different one. This is brewed with an Ella hop, so I don't really know what that means. 8.5 on the ABVs, no numbers on the IBUs, unless I check this can, and it doesn't. Also doesn't give me any information. But I'm going to give it a shot, and from the subtle sounds of your kitchen, you're diving into some too.
Yeah, I happen to have that same beer, Drew.
Oh yeah, really?
No,
I had to get this off of an app. Off of the Tavor app, and it was really expensive, but my first taste of it, it's actually pretty good.
Okay, I think I have 3 beers. No, that's a Worcestershire sauce.
Well, you can have that too. Maybe some gourmet Worcestershire.
I have a Coors Light.
There you go.
I got a silver bullet. I gotta have this silver bullet.
I drink a lot of that in high school.
I have a Blue Moon Harvest pumpkin wheat.
There you go.
But this is from last fall.
That might be gross.
So I actually think I'm going to dump this out.
Well, if I do have an extra can, so maybe the next time I see you, I'll bring it. But it is very good. It's your typical IPA. Are you an IPA guy? I've
got a watermelon shandy
from
Leinenkugel's.
That might be all right.
This is I don't know if this is the born on date or the expiration. It says October 30th of 17.
That's when it was bottled.
So is that still good?
Probably.
October 30th. How long can beer I'm an expiration. I'm a freak, man. If it's a day after, and I know that they put it a week early on certain foods, but if it's after the date, I don't even want to risk it.
I think most beers you're supposed to drink within like 6 months, but some of them they're called like cellar beers where you can hang on to them for like 5 years, but those are more like porters and stouts, which I don't think that is. Well, you can give it a shot if you want.
How long after Leinenkugel's can I drink? I do like IPAs. Yeah, I had an IPA in here that I drank the other day.
Yeah, this is good. I'm a big IPA fan, and this is a double one, so it's double the fun, and it's good. A good drink for me to put down right before I go to bed this kind of afternoon to do another third shift.
Oh yeah, when are you going to bed?
Around 3 usually.
So this is like midnight for you?
Kind of. Yeah, it's a
we're
weird
talking
thing.
At 2 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly. And I was surprised that you're home at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but I think the last time I went to your house, it was pretty early too. So you have a
depends on the day. Like, so my radio show gets done at 10, and then yesterday I stayed late to work on a podcast. Tomorrow I'm going to stay late because I have commercials to record and other things to do, and then I have to go to Miller Park to do Brewer pregame stuff, interview a guy, and do the pregame stuff with Council. So tomorrow's going to be a late day. So today I was able to get everything done by 10, and I just got the hell out of there. And that's one of the nice perks with having a radio show. I mean, I guess I'm working. I got to put together a show here. I'm going to watch the NFL game tonight. So you're always sort of working. I'm always on the internet. I'm always sort of working, but I'm home in my sweats at 10:15. So, I mean, how hard of a life is that?
No, yeah, that sounds like a good life to me. I wish I could watch. I'm
going to try the shandy.
Give it a shot. I want to definitely watch the game that's coming up on Sunday, the opening game for the Packers. But I'm probably gonna be sleeping, unfortunately. But
that's brutal, dude.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I can sneak a nap in and take a long nap and then get up. But I don't know. It's hard to break that cycle. But I'm excited for football. That's for sure. I'm not a big Brewer fan. But apparently a lot of crazy stuff has been happening. I see your Twitter's blowing up again with all the hate that you seem to attract a lot.
Well, I tend to, and this might be a crutch of me, I tend to fans a lot.
Yeah.
For how they're acting.
That's all right.
And I think I lost you.
I can still hear you. I can't see you. I can see you now.
No. Yeah, I think it's this old beer.
Could be.
Fucking up waves. There's 162 games in a season, and for the Bucks, like, there's 82 games, and I feel like we lose sight of that a lot. So I've been getting mad. Sometimes Craig Counsell won't throw a certain pitcher, or he'll do something that I don't like, so I get mad at him, and I say, I wish I would have done this, blah, blah, blah. But then, like yesterday, Christian Yelich, who's like their top guy, he's played every day since Independence Day, and he had a day off yesterday, and we don't know why. It could have been because he's hurt. He could have had the shits, man. That's sort of what I was saying on the air this morning. I said, who knows? Maybe he had a digestive problem. I get those all the time. And my hot take, because you always got to have a hot take in sports talk. My hot take was just, I don't have enough energy to get mad about this one, so who cares? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of lazy, maybe, but I didn't care. I'm not going to create fake takes. And so when I'm really mad online, I'm really mad. And when I'm telling people to shut up, I really want them to shut up. And, I do think that there's a tendency in Milwaukee, and I don't know if it's a Milwaukee thing. I think it's a Wisconsin thing. It might be just a Midwest thing where people want to hear what they want to hear. And in sports, they think they want something different, but ultimately there's so many people down here doing the same tired retread. Well, the Brewers won today, I'm happy. They lost today, I'm sad. Here's the box score. Here's their stats. And there's no entertainment value to that. Right. So when I try to branch out a little bit, and I do relish playing the dick role, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, so I want to bring up a couple things. One, I have you could call it a sporting event. How's that beer?
I'm dumping it.
Well, I have a sporting event taking place at Miller Park on the 22nd of September. So
you do the run?
I'm doing the half marathon again. So I'm excited about that.
Dude, I saw a picture of you. You're like skin and bones.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Dude, you got thin, though.
Like, a good 197 right now. Not too bad.
That's what I am.
Yeah? I was probably the last time I saw you in person. I was, 230 maybe. So, I don't know. It's working, whatever I'm doing.
Dude, Burt Reynolds died.
Did he really?
Like just now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He's dead? I shouldn't laugh, but sorry to...
I think we're laughing at the spontaneity of the situation.
Dead. Rest in peace, Burt Reynolds. He was in Smokey and the Bandit, wasn't he?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a bummer. Anyways, yeah, I'm doing the half marathon. So I hope. When's your company coming to interview me when I cross the finish line? I think they should.
Yeah. You know what I've been doing, Drew? I've been listening to some old stuff that we used to do.
I recently listened to the positive venting again.
I did too.
I did too. It.
And I want to put that on one of my new podcasts, but I don't know if I can because there's music behind it and rights, and podcasts are they're more restrictive than the radio for some reason.
I've put music on mine. I've asked permission to use a band's music, and they said yeah via Twitter. So
I'm like controlled by company overlords now.
That's true. Yeah, but the bed we used was, I mean,
but we don't have the rights to it, and that was not that we did in Fond du Lac.
Right. But that's a good bit. I'll throw it in one of mine one time, and we can relish in that. That was a good time though. I miss it. I miss doing that shit because it was so like inappropriate for the format.
Yeah,
and we just did it. It didn't matter.
Well, and that's kind of what I like to experiment a little down here too, and like the Barnack bit that I used to do. Do you remember that one?
No.
Oh, Johnny Carson had a bit called Karnak.
Okay.
Where he was sort of like a fortune teller. And I do that down here. And it's totally unlike anything you'd ever hear on sports talk radio.
Yeah.
And some people because it's so unique, some people like it because they think it's funny. Some people like it because it's just so unique. And some people hate it because it's so unique. And I just like to mix it up like that.
People like the most vanilla shit ever. And I don't.
True.
I hate it. That's like the. When I was doing the morning show stuff, I used to make fun of our sister station's morning show all the time. I didn't call them out necessarily, but I did my impression of one of the hosts on the at the other station all the time. And
do it.
Okay, so. This guy, he's very straight-laced, very clean-cut, and the station it's very vanilla, very plain. If a song says damn in it, they censor it. So this is my impression of one of their morning show bits.
Yeah, I could never get this guy down.
Well, today we are looking at the weather here. We just heard a Nelly Furtado song, and
wow,
it's awfully great. But anyways, sunny skies going on today, and then we're gonna talk about the 7 household items that
good
that you need to throw away. Yeah,
items. Yeah, I could never get that one down.
I would do that. I did that on air a couple times on our morning show. And Wheels and Amanda they didn't know what to say because they were laughing so hard, and they just couldn't control it. And no one knew what I was doing except for the people in the room, but I appreciated it.
Dude, my wife's gonna think I chugged these shitty beers today for no reason.
She's gonna walk in and be like, Bart, I think we need to talk. You're hitting the booze again a little too much, and
well, I'm dumping 4 beers down the sink.
Well, you're doing a little fall cleaning.
Yeah, I don't know. The other day I had a drink late, and I almost missed work the next morning, so I'm like hesitant about drinking. I took a month off from drinking.
Yeah, I was going to say, you talk about that in one of your podcast episodes. You, for some reason, you think you're a sober hero for taking 28 days off of drinking.
Well, Drew, the way that I'm you do it. You can't even have a podcast without drinking, you dumb idiot.
I did last week for an episode I recorded yesterday. But
you're making up for it.
Yeah, I am, for sure. No, I definitely agree. It's not easy to do. It's part of, especially in Wisconsin, it's part of our culture. It just is. And what I remember in my health classes, it was always if you drink 5 or more drinks in a week, in 7 days. So if you have 1 drink per day for 7 days, you're an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Well, the guy I did the podcast with, I did it with a guy who stopped on 420, I think. He stopped on 420, and he said he's going to have a sober summer, and that he's going to drink on Labor Day. And then I asked him on Mondays or Tuesday, I said, did you drink? And he goes, no. And now that I haven't drank for so long, it's like, do I just keep going? And I said, no, you got to have a drink, but don't make it an event. Like, just go home, have a beer, and go to bed. And it's like he can't do it now because it's been so long. I don't know. I just had to prove to myself that I can do it. Like, because tonight the NFL's going to be on. I'm going to be thinking, I don't need a drink tonight. By 9 o'clock, I'm going to be 2 in the bag. But I just needed to prove to myself that I can do it.
Yeah. I actually, before this podcast, when it was just a mere idea in my old noggin, for about a month or two before that, I actually stopped drinking. I just hadn't done it for a while, and then I was playing poker one night, and someone's like, "Hey, do you want a beer?" And I was just like, "No, I actually haven't drank in a while." And it's kind of the same mentality. Like, I just haven't done it in so long that I didn't want to do it anymore. And then I'm thinking, like, I enjoy beer, so I'm gonna do a podcast about beer, and that's gonna give me a reason to drink, and it kind of does.
Wow, that's worse.
Whatever. I don't get drunk. It's been a while. It's been a minute since I've been drunk. But granted, I get a little buzz off 2 beers, which is kind of nice.
Hey, should I have kids?
Segue, huh? So you have kids. I'm all right. So I see the benefits of not having a kid because
you have 2.
I have 2, and I love them very much. I love being a dad. And I started when I was in high school, so it was a little different situation, but I see the benefits of not having it because you can do whatever you want. You can go places that you probably can't go when you have kids. But there's something about being a dad that's very satisfying to me and very fulfilling. You have people that look up to you when like I'm having a bad day. My kids don't know about it, but they just do stuff that cheers me up. And I love my kids very much. But today, though, so my son, he's got some severe hearing loss in his left ear. He's had it since he was born, and I got him fitted for a hearing aid today. And the original hearing device that we were going to go with, I called my insurance company, told them the kind of device it was, and they go, "Yeah, that's not covered." And I'm like, "All right." There's not much I can do there. I asked the audiologist, I go, "So how much is this going to run me?" And she goes, "Oh, typically around $8,000. $8,000? And she recommended a different that we try just with a standard hearing aid this first go around. That's going to cost me about $900 if insurance doesn't cover it. So, yeah, it's, those kind of things you can't plan for, but it sucks because you want the best life for your kids. There's so many like worries that overwhelm me about it because I love my son very much. I don't want him to get made fun of because kids are going to make fun of him for having a hearing aid since the age of 4. And yeah. And my son, he picked out the colors. He likes the color pink. So he picked out a pink hearing aid, which I'm completely fine with or whatever. I mean, I don't give a fuck about the whole masculinity behind colors and all that dumb shit. But
that shit needs to go away.
I agree. I just get worried. I get worried that he's going to get made fun of too much. And that's just probably more me stressing about it. But you want your kid to have the best life. But I'm saying if I didn't have a kid, I mean, I wouldn't have these worries. I see the pros and I see the cons. It's really up to you. You're in your mid-30s, correct?
Yeah, but time's running out.
Not really, man. My mom had my brother when she was almost 40. She was 39 when like I said, time's running out. And
my wife's older than me.
Do you like kids?
Yeah, they're okay.
Okay, so could you picture yourself being a dad? Could you imagine, I guess an experiment you could do is just set your clock, set your alarm for sporadically, like when you fall asleep, set your alarm, or like when you're about to fall asleep, set an alarm for an hour and a half from then. And then after that, set it for maybe 3 hours, and then maybe 2 hours, and then maybe 1 hour, and see how you can handle that.
Well, that sounds like it sucks.
It does suck. I mean, and that's the first part of it.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to train myself to like be a dad. If I got to get up in the middle of the night all the time, I'll do it when I have to. I'm not going to practice for it.
Have you ever?
I'll just run the fucking race through. I'm not going to.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Have you babysat before?
Yeah.
Have you changed a shitty diaper?
No.
You have? You've never changed a shitty diaper? Okay.
No.
Do you have access to a shitty diaper?
I'll talk to you after the podcast. I don't even know what that meant. I don't even know what joke I was trying to make, but I don't think it came out right. Hey, you know my mother-in-law kissed Burt Reynolds?
Rest in peace. I didn't know that. I didn't know your mother-in-law.
Oh, I thought you did.
I'm happy she did.
Yeah, sure.
How old was he?
82.
Burt Reynolds is 82?
Yeah, it's oversized hat. It's funny.
Am I thinking the same dude here? He was in the original, he was in both The Longest Yards, right? That's Burt Reynolds?
Yeah, the shitty one and then the other shitty one.
Okay. Crazy. He's 82. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't I mean, for me, I'm almost 28, and so that doesn't really fucking...
Shit, you're still that young?
Yeah, my birthday's on the 21st. And then I'm running a half marathon the next day. He was in Boogie Nights? The porn flick?
Yeah.
Huh. I gotta watch that movie. I hear it's good. Heather Graham's in it. Hoo-wee. Milwaukee native right there.
Yeah, she had a big 2-year career. What happened to her?
I don't know. She's in that show, that Netflix show Flaked with
Did that get canceled?
I think it might have. There's only 2 seasons of it that I know of. It was okay. Wasn't.
She was in The Hangover, and then she was in an Austin Powers.
She was in, I believe, the second one. Yeah, there's only 3, so she was in the second one, and then they don't even know what happened to her. She's not in the third one. They don't even mention her.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, she's from Milwaukee.
She is from Milwaukee. Yeah, she was on recently. She was on Mark Maron's podcast not that long ago. But anyways, man. But going back to, should you have kids? I don't know. You're an uncle, right?
5-time champ, bud.
5-time champ, huh? Crazy. It's, I don't know. I could see you being a dad. I could see you being a good dad. But I could also see you enjoying the life that you live now. I don't know.
All right. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay. All right. My apologies. Did you?
No, I appreciate the conversation.
No, yeah, absolutely. Did you so did you and Chuck talk about the whole Nike shit that's going on?
Not really.
No, really? Okay. That's
what's there to say?
Right.
Everybody is going to hate somebody. Everything that happens, someone will hate.
You're right.
And Colin Kaepernick endorsing Nike. Look, if you want to pick on what did you sacrifice, you're making a ton of money. Yeah, right. Okay. Him not going to the NFL actually is a better financial move for him, it looks like. So you can criticize that. I just think that if you're going to start burning Nike if you're burning Nike, why don't you like Nike? Because Colin Kaepernick endorses Nike. Why don't you like Colin Kaepernick? Because he's speaking out against, cops and violence on black teens. So if you don't like Nike, I mean, ipso facto, what don't you really like? So I can't believe people are so openly expressing their disdain for Nike when it just tells the world what you are. I saw this really good Twitter video where someone's like, I finally cut the he drew Nike swooshes on a pillowcase, and he said, I finally cut the Nike swooshes off my pillowcase fuck Kaepernick, and then he put the pillowcase over his head, and the swooshes were where the eyes were, and obviously you can picture that, and
right.
I just thought that was very clever because what don't you like if you don't like Colin Kaepernick supporting Nike, and you don't like Nike because of that, you're not still mad because he beat the Packers in a playoff game, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even remember that until now. Yeah, I just thought it was really interesting, the whole thing, and the commercial they released. I thought it was actually pretty inspirational. I know Colin Cowherd talked about it a little bit, and I didn't know.
What did he say?
He just kind of said, Nike does this stuff. Nike always kind of backs the underdog. Like they supported Tiger Woods, they supported Kobe
I guess that's
Bryant.
one way to look at it. I mean, it's clearly. Nike's not on board with Kaepernick because he's an underdog. He's on board because he's a guy who's trying to create change, and because of that change, there's controversy with him. And I don't think there should be, but this is the America we live in these days.
Yeah.
And Nike wouldn't do it if they weren't going to make money off of it either. So you can say, oh, it's so great of a company to stick their weight behind someone, but they're in business to be in business. So
right.
I don't know. I mean, it is a good message. I think that. When is this going to stop? I mean, I don't know. Here we are. We're going to fight about Nike for a week, and then something else is going to happen. We're going to fight about that for a week. Meanwhile, there's a guy who's going to get voted into the Supreme Court who I disagree with basically everything that he's against. And here's the biggest problem with that is there's so much hypocrisy, man.
Right.
They're going to push this guy through because they can, when they blocked Obama's dude because they could. And that kind of shit more than anything. Like, you have your issues on this side, you have your ideals, you have the things you stand for. And that's politics. That's a basis of politics. But when the game is not fair, when you bend the rules based on who's in charge, then you lose the spirit of democracy. And that's why this shit bothers me so much, because I hate hypocrisy. Yeah,
I definitely do too. And I hate I hate hypocrisy on all sides. I hate propaganda on all sides and all this shit. And I just see like so much Nike stuff going on right now. And this is from a person, I own 2 pairs of Nikes. I'm wearing Nike fucking glasses right now. And I use their running app. I'm going to support Nike, whatever. They sell me good products. They put good people on the face of them. I want them to sponsor me. I'm really advocating this average Joe thing. So I'm going to use, if anyone wants to start using the hashtag #JustDrewIt, that would be great.
Wow. Okay.
Can you help me out with that? Talk about it on your show tomorrow.
Sure.
Maybe do a piece on me about my running. That would be cool. Am I an athlete? Because I've already ran a half marathon this year, and I'm running another one, and I've ran 2 5Ks. So am I an athlete?
Why? What joy do you get out of that?
Out of running?
Yeah, it sucks.
I agree. It does suck. It's just a good way for me to...
So why do you try to, like, make it like it sucks? So then, I'm going to run around Milwaukee, and then the last little leg of my run will be in Miller Park. Like, does that make it more fun? No, you're still running.
You're right.
What are you doing?
It's just, for me, I was at a point where I was very, very overweight. Even when, like my last days at K107, I was gaining weight from when I first started to. Oh, I know. These marathons, it's like, there's a Packer one. You get to run through Lambeau. Or, like, running sucks. And then it's like, you guys try to convince yourself that it's fun because you're running in a different. Right. No, you're still running. It still fucking sucks. It is kind of cool because I did this run 5 years ago. It is pretty cool to run on Miller Park, to run down the baseline, third baseline, and then go around home, and then you exit. It's been there, done that, son. Well, yeah, because you're a big deal. But for the average person, it's not. It's just more of for me, it's more of an inner competition with myself. It's just I set a goal. I want to do this, and now I know I can, and I'm going to do this, and I'm gonna. The other day I ran 8 miles, just on a fucking random Monday. I ran 8 miles.
I ran. Oh my god! We were replaying something on the show, and then I left the studio, and I almost left some dead air. So I ran back in the studio, and then I started talking, and I was out of breath, and I just ran down the hallway. So I need to be in better shape. I just think it's funny that people that run try to fool themselves into having a good time when there's nothing fun about it.
I don't think it's. I don't know if I have a good time. It's more of a time for me to just not think. I put my headphones on. I have a playlist of about 50 songs that go on shuffle, and then I just kind of fucking tune out for a little bit. So that's kind of in a sense, it's kind of meditative, but I think it's ironic that you're talking about running and how much you hate it. You're wearing a run shirt.
I am?
Yeah, your shirt. It says, isn't it some run?
3rd annual Bucks on the Run. I got this shit from my dad.
It's from 2018, is it not?
Yeah, no, it's not my dad's shirt. It's from the school he teaches at.
Oh, I see. Yeah. He's in. Is he still in Florida?
Yeah, don't try to gotcha me.
Hey man, I just see what you're wearing. I'm just being observational. I've also noticed that you've changed like positions like 800 times.
Yeah, when I do, that's like the only workout I get when I do interviews in other cities and stuff.
Right.
Like today, I did a hit for Indianapolis.
Oh, nice.
I pace around the entire house.
That's all right. So, you like what did you do for Indianapolis? Did you talk about Wisconsin sports or just?
Yeah, they were doing 15 minutes on. This station was doing 15 minutes on, like every team over this week. So I was a Packer guy, and then later today I'm going to call into show in lacrosse.
Nice.
And talk Brewers.
Are you talking to the guy that you did that podcast with?
Yeah.
Okay. I just listened to that this morning at like 2 a.m. It was a good one.
Was it? I mean, was it interesting?
Yeah. I really liked the Cheesehead one that you did last week.
Yeah, thanks.
I thought that was really interesting. I like your podcast. I think it's if you want me to make you an intro, I will. I'll do a little jam for you, and I have access. I still have the credentials from the Radio Life that I can use a website where it's all like public domain shit or like radio use free. I can do that.
I have the backing of Entercom behind me. I will use my tools, Drew.
Okay. You don't think I'm...
But thank you.
capable?
I thank you for the offer.
Oh, well, whatever.
I almost took you up on it before I had the opportunity to be a dick.
I'm slightly offended. This is your 3rd appearance on my podcast, and you haven't even asked me once to be on yours.
Yeah, I want to do one with you and Al.
Well, we can do that.
And I want to air old bits, and I got to figure out the deal on that.
Let me see if I can fuck around with the audio a little bit. I can probably extract the music from our voice. And then,
no, that sounds like shit.
It does sound like shit, but then
it sounds all waffled. I no, the positive venting one we've already talked about. The music makes that bit.
You're right.
So I can't take it out. But then again, I don't know. Like nobody corporately is listening to my thing, so I should just do it. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, the person behind that bed's not gonna fucking listen to it and then sue you. Nothing's gonna happen with it by any means.
Okay, well, this is going to be the evidence that goes to court when I'm getting sued.
On episode 61 of this podcast called Dudes with Brews on a Porch, Bart openly admits to stealing this fucking music bed.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something? I get subpoenaed to testify against you.
Yeah, you idiot.
I still have I do have a couple of the old bits saved. I'll have to re-listen to them, and I'll send them to you if I think they're maybe potentially worthy of.
There's like 6 that are good.
I have one where it's like I talk about gaining weight and being fat, but then again, you play music underneath it.
I always like to play music under the bits that we did.
It's the music that makes it. You know, you can't just. The positive venting thing, like you said, is just the music. And then when you're going on like a a sad, like, self-deprecating rant, you gotta have fucking music underneath it to work it a little bit.
Did you ever listen to the podcast I did with the program director of Kiss and Mix?
Yeah, and I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I think all of yours are good. I'm gonna be honest. I skipped the last one where you talked about soccer.
Yeah, and I did a Big Brother one.
Yeah. I listened to that one. I've listened to.
They're
all
very
of them.
niche. My podcasts are very niche.
Yeah, but every topic is very niche. It's not like your whole podcast is dedicated on fucking Big Brother.
That's the thing. If I want my things to go anywhere, I got to do a Big Brother one any week, and you're supposed to do. But I'm interested in a lot of different things. I don't get the chance to talk about them on the air, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean,
I'm the topic. I'm the niche.
Right. Look at the premise of my show. Mine's just legitimately just fucking random ass conversations that I have with my friends, and then sometimes I'm able to book a person that is more successful than me, and I talk about them.
Whatever happened to the guy who just listened in on your podcast and made fun of you?
Dave Jackson?
Was that him?
Yeah, I don't know what he's still doing. He got it like fucking inducted into some podcast Hall of Fame within the last few months.
The guy who listened, he's like, they're not establishing a point here.
Right? Yeah,
Don't get it
for podcast rodeo. Yeah. You know what? I would like him to listen to an episode since then. I think I've taken some of his advice and
he would kill this one.
I don't give a fuck.
He'd say, these guys kept talking about shit out of context. Nobody knew what was going on. At one moment, they were having a good discussion, and then that loser was like, should I have a baby? And then they bullshit about that for a while.
But that's, to me, every podcast I listen to.
At one point, I'm pretty sure the interview subject changed his garbage bags in his kitchen. I mean, what is he doing?
Whatever. It's all the podcasts that I listen to don't really have much of a subject, maybe except for like the Sometimes Geek podcast is very tight and he's got his stuff going on very well. And then I listen to another indie podcast called Things Joe Hates, which is also very tight in their format. I'm actually jealous of their format and how like good they are at keeping it together, whereas mine, very free flowing, very like just kind of bullshitting. But I listen to WTF, I listen to all these other ones, and it's always just conversations with celebrities. It's like, well, why the fuck can't I just have conversations with
Don't you feel like there's more podcasts than there are a demand for podcasts?
Absolutely.
Like I feel like every fucking person that I talk to that tweets into me has a fucking podcast. Everyone's got one now, and everyone's got like 6 of them. Who's listening to this shit? How do you have time? I can listen to one podcast every like 2 weeks.
I've really fallen behind on.
Like I put one out last night. You listened to it at 2 a.m. What the fuck, dude?
I was at work.
How?
I was at work. That's why.
Jeez, my God.
Sitting at my desk, working some things out, and I turned podcasts on. That's the only time really I get to listen to it. But because now I used to listen to them in my car on the long rides to my old job, and now anytime I'm on a long ride, odds are I have one of my kids, and then I have to turn on the Greatest Show fucking soundtrack, and it's awful. Have you ever seen that movie?
There's The Greatest Showman?
Yeah, that's what it's called, The Greatest Showman.
I've heard of it.
Don't watch it. It's fucking stupid. And I've like today, my favorite podcast released a new episode. I'm driving to Milwaukee. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be able to listen to it. Nope, I gotta sing A Million Dreams with my son. But then my wife was with me too, and then I started throwing on some classic jukebox hits that I like. Like Boys to Men, I'll Make Love to You. I started singing that to her, and
Thank you.
She thinks it's very weird. It's a good song though.
Oh yeah, how's she doing?
She's fine. She's in school right now. back in college. Should I go back to college? So you asked me, you're going, should you have a kid? Should I go for my master's? I've looked into it.
No.
It's a very definitive, definite no.
Going back to college is something people that don't know what they're doing do, and then you waste a bunch of money.
But my job has tuition reimbursement.
Okay, then do it.
All right. Well,
what do you want your master's in?
I either get a master's of business administration or public administration, and either an MBA or MPA.
Look how fat I got. I know you can't see it, but you can.
How tall are you?
That's basically just saying, holy shit, you're fat.
No, not. Well, you said
5'10" and a half.
5'10" and a half. So you weigh as much as I do. I definitely still have a gut, and I got the love handle.
Yeah, but you look like you should have a Nike campaign. Just drew it, dog.
Fucking hashtag just drew it. Everyone needs to use that. So, I tried to get on Conan. Hashtag get Drew on Conan. Nobody fucking did it. I did a hashtag get Drew on food because I want to do a Food Network show. And it's all centric around the average Joe. I think more people are interested in the average Joe than these fucking celebrities. No one gives a fuck about Bobby Flay. I don't give a fuck about what fucking Gordon Ramsay's going to be cooking up. You want some motherfucker who doesn't know how to cook fucking showing you how to cook.
You can't just do a hashtag. Like, if get Drew on food, you can't just do a hashtag. You need to have like a 2-minute video of you doing what you'd want to do.
I have plans on that. So, my daughter Madison, you've met her. She likes to cook things with me. So I have an idea. It's going to be called Mads and Dads in the Kitchen, and we've made some stuff together. I just have to get a good setup. I essentially have to do it at somebody else's house because my house isn't set up properly enough for the camera angles. And I think that'd be a hit.
Yeah, sounds good.
But yeah, we'll see what happens one day. But I guess we can wrap this up. I'm gonna talk about this beer real quick. So, Lamplighter Brewing Company in Cambridge.
Do I have to listen to this part?
Yep, you do. In Cambridge, it's a double IPA. So much for subtlety. I really liked it. Actually, it was very good. So I'm definitely gonna say drink it. Now, Bart, you had 4 choices. You had a Coors Light, you had a Leinenkugel's watermelon shandy, as well as a Lakefront pumpkin spice, and you dumped them all.
Yeah, instead I drank what I drank every day. Tears of the libtards.
Hashtag fake news. Well, Bart, I appreciate you for hopping on this last minute. What I guess let's let the people know about your podcast, about your Twitter feed, and all that shit. They can follow you. Are you taking a picture of me right now?
Yeah. At Winks Thinks on Twitter. And I do a Winks Thinks podcast, and you can find it 105.7 FM.
Oh, you cut out. I don't know what's going on. I hear you now.
The radio.com app. Radio.com host Entercom station, so I'm on there. And it's on iTunes. The Winks Thinks podcast. There are 17 episodes. Many are about soccer. There should be at this point one that interests you at least, but I can't say more than one.
I gotta say everyone I find pretty interesting.
But you know me.
The soccer one. Right, but I mean I still would listen to it if you even didn't know you. If I saw it and I don't know. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
All right, man. Well, thanks for doing
I was going to go for a run today, but it was too nice out.
It's fucking perfect out for a run right now, but I donated plasma earlier today, so I shouldn't even be drinking, let alone
How much do you pay for that now?
You get $70 a week if you go 2 times a week.
Oh, that's actually better than it was.
Right, and then if you go like 8
Did
times...
it still make you have a gift card and not cash?
It's like a debit card, yeah.
Yeah.
But you can get cash. You usually got to go to an ATM. And
yeah.
Then the 8th time I go this month, I get an extra $70. So, it's free money. I'm kind of like selling my fluids for cash. So that's how I pay for this beer on this lovely program. All right, man. Well, let me know when you want me to be on your podcast. And September 22nd, come out to Miller Park at like 9 in the morning. All right?
I won't, but I will have you on my podcast soon.
I'll be in Milwaukee on the 21st because I gotta pick up my packet. So if you want to grab dinner or something, I'll let you know.
What time will you be here?
Probably in the afternoon. I mean, I'm done with work at 7 in the morning, so whenever.
Maybe I should have you come by the station.
I would love that, actually. I think that'd be pretty fucking cool. Get a little tour, check out a quality program like Bill Michaels or something like that.
Yeah, he's on 10 to 2.
I've never listened to him. I have no idea if it's good.
Well, maybe, get back to me about that.
Will do. All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Later, buddy. Miss ya.
Miss you too. See ya.
See ya.
Pew Pew Audio. Goodbye, everyone.